Eighth grade social studies. This is Mr. Melendez, and today's lesson is lesson topic 5.5 World War II propaganda. So I hope everyone is energized and ready to work. We just finished our spring break, and I hope that you guys, all of you, took advantage of the different, um, exercises and activities that we gave out through spring break. And now we're back to regular school, and welcome also to our new grading cycle, which is for us, which is cycle 4 or semester number 4. All right, so we are on our tail end of the school year to finish. So this is a great opportunity for you to go ahead and put in all your energy into making sure that all your assignments are complete as we're starting to reach the end of our goal, which is June 26th. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson topic is World War II, and we're going to specifically kind of look at propaganda, which is a subject that we tackled back in Unit 4, World War I, about using posters and songs and things like that that are trying to convince Americans to do their part for the war effort. So we're going to kind of revisit that during this lesson, but we're going to specifically look only at posters. So when you open up your assignment, you're going to have your Google Slides and of course this video and your two Google Docs that are going to be attached to this. So let's go ahead and open up our Google Slides, and you will have a Google slide like this. Our focus question for our lesson today is, how did war propaganda like posters persuade public opinion at home during World War II? Okay, so let's kind of recap from our World War I lesson about propaganda. All right, so let's click to the next slide. When we look at propaganda, we know that propaganda is basically information, especially of a biased or misleading nature. It's used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. Okay? Media that use carefully crafted messages to manipulate actions and beliefs. Okay? So propaganda, its sole purpose, just like it says here in this last bullet point, that its sole purpose is to persuade, all right, to convince you that you should be doing whatever it is that's suggested in this particular propaganda. So what we're going to focus on is posters. When we look at a poster, is the poster persuading us to do what it's asking us to do? Okay? And that's what we're going to take a look at in this lesson. So what I want to do is kind of go back and look at the different things that we're going to do. This assignment is going to be a little bit different because we're assigning it on Monday, which is today. Well, you're gonna turn in two parts. Okay, the first part is going to be part 1, which is Rosie the Riveter, and you're going to be looking at that assignment, and that's going to be due Wednesday, April 22nd at 11:59. Then you have a second part, which is going to be the World War II poster analysis. So this is one assignment that's going to be broken into two parts. Part 1 is going to be due on Wednesday by midnight, and part 2 is going to be due Friday by midnight. So you have plenty of time to get these two assignments done. So let's go ahead and look at the first assignment. You're going to have a Google Doc that's labeled just like I have up here, Part 1, Rosie the Riveter poster. As you can see, when you open it, you're going to come across Rosie the Riveter, a very famous poster during World War II. Now, when you open it, you're going to have spaces here for your name, your class, and your date. Make sure that you fill that out. You have your focus question and poster analysis. What you're doing is two things. You're going to perform an I see, I think, I wonder on the poster. So please make sure that you analyze and study the poster and fill out this part here. When you fill out the I see, please do me a favor. Please just don't put one thing that you see. when you look at this poster, there are plenty of things that you can see on this, all right? For example, you see that there's a slogan up here. You see that she's wearing a bandana. And there are so many other things that you can point out. So when you fill this part out, go ahead and write down everything that you see. If you see 5 things, write those 5 things in that block. On the I think part, pick the couple of things that you see and what do you think about those things? And of course, the I wonder is the question. Do you have a question? I wonder, why is she wearing makeup? Or maybe why is she making a muscle here on the picture? Those are very good questions that you could put there. Of course, I would suggest you have your own questions. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Our work is not done here. When you're done performing the I see, I think, I wonder, go ahead and scroll down and you're going to have 4 questions that you're going to have to answer based on Rosie the Riveter poster up here. So please make sure that you fill out, you answer these questions. And as you can see, question 1, for whom is this poster intended? We want to know, does this poster, what audience is it targeting? Is it targeting just women? Is it targeting another group? What is the poster's message? Every propaganda poster has some kind of message behind it. Let's see if you can figure out what is the message of Rosie the Riveter. Number 3, what symbols do you see in the poster? It doesn't have to be particular symbols. It can be colors as well that are used as symbols. So take a look at the colors and tell me what you see there. And the last question, number 4, why or why not would this poster be effective in convincing women to join the workforce during World War II? Explain your rationale. What I'm asking you is, do you believe that this poster was effective or was it not effective in convincing women to join the workforce? So I want you to explain that. Tell me. So you might start off your sentence as saying, I believe this poster was effective in convincing women to join the workforce because, and fill in the blanks. Okay? All right. So this is part 1. Again, part 1 is due Wednesday by midnight. This is part 2, and part 2 is labeled World War II Poster Analysis. Over here, you have space for your name, your class, and your date. Make sure. Follow the steps here. So as we can see, World War II Propaganda Poster Analysis. Step 1, open your grade 8 Unit 5 PDF and start on page 107. So in Google Classroom, and I'm going to switch to Google Classroom, down here, I'm going to attach the Unit 5 PDF, and you're going to open that and go straight to page 107. When you do that, what you want to do is from page 107 to page 112, you're going to find 6 poster sets, and you want to pick 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the PDF as you can see in front of you, and starting in page 107, you're going to see set 1, which has 2 posters, and then set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5, and set 6 all have 4 posters. What we want you to do is pick 2 sets. So for example, let's say I pick set 3 and set 4. And that is all I'm going to analyze is those posters within set 3 and the 4 posters in set 4. Once you do that, you want to analyze those 2 posters and you want to answer the questions that are attached to the worksheet below. So let's look at the worksheet. In the worksheet, you have 2 rows here. So if I pick set 3, I'm going to go ahead and write set 3 in here. And I pick set 4 and I'm going to write set 4 in there. And I'm going to answer these questions. So for set 3, I'm going to look at the 4 posters and answer, what are the posters trying to get the audience to do? What symbols or images are used? What does each represent? So if I'm looking at the poster set, let's say one of the posters have a swastika, okay? I want to know that the swastika represents Germany. Okay, and that's what you were right here. The third column. According to these posters, how could American civilians change the course of World War II? What is it asking you to do? Okay? If we're looking at the posters, is it asking Americans to, let's say, save food or grow their own food? Are they asking them to, um, let's say, buy war bonds or something to that nature? You want to write that in there. How? What is it that they can do uh, to help change the course of World War II? To ensure that what they're doing is going to help America win the war. And column 4, which poster in the set is most persuasive? Explain your choice. So when I look at set 3, or this is set 4, but if I look at set 3, which one of these 4 posters in my set do I feel like persuaded me the most? And I'm going to explain to you which one persuaded me the most. So if I think that keep them flying, sure I help, U.S. Army Air Force, I'm going to explain why this poster I feel like was the most persuasive. Okay? When you're done, go ahead and write your answers in these blank boxes that are specific to your set. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and erase that. When you're done, you're going to save. It automatically saves and you're going to submit. So let's go back to Google Classroom. So step 1, you're going to open the slides. Step 2, you're going to watch the video, which is this video, and follow along with the slides. Step 3A, open Google Doc labeled Part 1, Rosie the Riveter, and you're going to complete the I see, I think, I wonder chart and answer the 4 questions. Record your answers on the Google Doc. Once you are done answering Part 1, submit Part 1 by Wednesday, April 22nd at 11:59. So remember that this assignment is like one big assignment in 2 parts. Your first part, you're going to complete and submit by Wednesday. Step 4A, you're going to go ahead and open up your grade 8 Unified PDF and go to these pages 107 to 112. You're going to go ahead and look. You're going to pick 2 sets. There are 6 sets. We only want you to pick 2 to analyze. Once you analyze the 2 poster sets, I want you to complete the worksheet in the Google Doc, which is labeled Part 2, World War II poster analysis. Once you're done answering and filling in the information in your worksheet, submit part 2 by Friday, April 24th at 11:59 p.m. So just a reminder down here, part 1 is due Wednesday at 11:59 and part 2 is due Friday at 11:59. And that is pretty much your week, okay? So remember that when you open this up, assignment or part 1 is due Wednesday and part 2 is due Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to email myself or Miss Sonia, or please come visit us at our office hours. Take care, everyone, and I will see you soon.